DCS? It is Coach Corley, and today we are going to be in the kitchen. All right, so instead of doing regular old dry land today, I thought that it would be fun to mix it up, and we're going to make an example of what a good pre-practice snack might look like. Now, this is going to be different for all of you guys. All right, hey, Coach Jared. So this is going to be different for everyone, and it's something that you can definitely tinker around with. Hi, Xiao. It's something you can tinker around with. It's something you can change. The good news is that you have many swim practices before for many more years, and you can figure out what works best for you. All right, so swim practice is a little bit different than a swim meet, okay? So I know we've talked a little bit about good things to eat before a meet, but before a practice is a whole different deal, because in a meet, you're just going to have to swim maybe every 20, 30 minutes, maybe even sometimes at a really big meet, you may only even swim once a day. All right. So if you're going to like a really big meet, or you may only make one set of finals. But what I'm talking about today is making sure that you get a good snack in your body before practice, so that we're not sitting there 30 minutes into practice going, oh, I have a headache, or oh, my stomach hurts, or oh, I'm cramping up. All right, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to provide you with a couple of things that you can do for really good snacks that I really like, that are, healthy, but they're really good to eat. And we'll also talk a little bit about junk food. Okay, so the first snack, one that requires no preparation whatsoever. No prep whatsoever. The only thing it's going to require is your mouth and a trash can. All right. Bananas. All right. These are awesome foods. Okay. Bananas contain potassium, all right, which help your muscles work. It helps your muscles, send the signals to your brain to move. They have lots of vitamins and minerals in them, and they are very good. They've got lots of fiber, so they don't digest really quickly. All right. It's not like something like other fruit, like let's say hi Hamilton, let's say maybe, if you had a bunch of grapes, there's not as much fiber in those. So, but something that's really vitamin packed, like a banana, is really good. Now, you can do a banana a couple of ways. All right. I sometimes like to freeze them. Like I'll cut them up in a little baggie and I'll freeze them because I like to eat them frozen. Sometimes if you want to do a little bit more prep work, if you really like ice cream, one of the things I like to do most is I will take like a banana. These are not quite ripe enough, but if you get them where they're just about to turn brown spots, you cut them up and you can put them in the freezer, and then you put them, if you have like a Ninja, like a food blender thing, you can put them in there with a little bit of milk. All right, or like heavy cream or something, which is not super good for your arteries, but a little bit won't hurt you. All right, lots of good fats. And I'll put it in there with maybe like a little bit of milk, or if you don't like milk, you can put like oat milk or soy milk or whatever kind of milk that you drink. All right, and I just like to blend it up, and it's kind of like banana ice cream. All right, you can put it back in the freezer, or like a banana smoothie. All right, so bananas are a very good pre-practice snack, but the truth is if you're going to be swimming for 2 hours, or you're going to be swimming for an hour and then doing dry land, this is not enough. Okay, this is not enough to really hold you out through 2 hours. One of the best combinations that I have found for me personally is I like to have some sort of a protein and a fruit. Okay, so I've got protein and a fruit, and there's a couple different ways you can do protein. So for instance, I really like to have like a meat protein. If I could eat bacon all day, I would. All right, but one of the things I like is I really like salami. All right, so I'll do my protein a couple different ways. So one thing I like to do is I'll do salami and like a piece of cheese, and I'll wrap them up in each other, and maybe a banana. And I will probably do that about an hour before practice. All right, I'll probably do the meat and cheese about an hour before practice, and then the banana maybe about 10 minutes before, so I get a little bit of energy there. All right, so that's a good combination. Now, there's other ways to do protein than just, like meat or cheese. For instance, a lot of you guys, once school gets back into rolling, you may not be able to keep this cold all day, and it may taste kind of gross by the time that you get to 4 o'clock, or if you've been on a bus, Maybe you just don't want to eat salami. So the next best alternative is, hold on one second. The next best alternative, and I have to find it in my cabinet to find where I put it, is nut butters. Okay, so if you are nut butters, now you can do peanut butter. All right, I know a lot of people. Hi, John, and hi, Steven. So a lot of people I know, they may put it in a little cup. Some people carry it around in a in like just a jar in their bag. I used to do that. I used to carry in my swim bag. I would have a jar of almond butter, and every morning before I would leave, I would make sure I have an apple, and I would usually pre-slice it. Or I'd have a knife or a spoon or something to spread on the apple. So that's a really good nut butters and some kind of fruit. Once again, banana, peanut butter. You're providing lots of vitamin minerals with both. You're getting good fats and you're getting your protein. So this is a good quality snack that will help get you all the way through that practice without you feeling like, like you're having to sludge through it, okay? So that's one example of a quick snack, all right? One that requires really no refrigeration, no anything. And it can be any type of nut butter. So I like, I've got cashew butter at my house. I've got almond butter at my house. I have peanut butter. A lot of you guys I know may go to schools where you can't have peanuts because some kids have super bad allergies. So in that case, you can always make sure to avoid peanut butter. All right. So you can also mix it with honey. This is a very good natural sweetener. This is not that processed white sugar that gets in your blood and spikes it up really, really, really high, and then drops you really, really, really low. All right. Honey is a very good alternative to any kind of sugary sweetener. Right. And one of the ways I like to use honey is Greek yogurt. All right. Greek yogurt is it's a very good source of protein, very good source of calcium. All right. We've got, there's not a lot of sugar in it. All right. There's not a lot of sugar, and it's a very good source of protein. So for instance, and we'll talk about how to read nutritional labels and how to understand what's going on. All right. So for a serving size, you get 15 grams of protein. So that's a lot of protein. All right. That's a lot of protein, and you're not having to eat a whole bunch of sugar to do it, which is very good. All right. So Greek yogurt with honey. You can also put some peanut butter in your Greek yogurt. I also like to you can put like oats, like just what you would make oatmeal with. I like to put oatmeal or just rolled oats and some dried fruit like dried cranberries or dried cherries. I don't really like raisins, but some people like raisins. That's fine. All right. So those are all very good examples of a high quality pre-practice snack. And now what we're going to do is we are going to make a pre-practice snack with Coach Corley. All right. So all you're going to need for this recipe is just a simple sort of pre-practice sandwich. And this might be something that you eat anywhere from 30 to 45, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour before. You don't want to eat this, depending on how big you make it, you don't want to eat this like right before you jump in the pool. That's not a good idea. That will not be fun. So what you're going to need today, I got some pita bread. You're going to need some pita bread. You can use white pita bread, rye pita bread, pita pockets, gluten-free, whatever your flavor of pita bread is. All right, I got organic sprouted whole wheat pita. All right, and it was on sale at the Publix. That's why I got it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I need pita bread. I also have some sort of a meat. All right, some sort of a meat. If you don't like meat, that's absolutely fine. But you can. I have usually a meat to provide me with a little bit of protein. I have some non-antibiotics uncured Genoa salami. So can I open it? That is the question. They don't have one of those easy open ones. All right. All right. We got it. All right. So I have some Genoa salami. Now, the next thing I have is some Munster cheese. Now, once again, it does not have to be Munster. It could be Swiss, cheddar, white cheddar, yellow cheddar, American, Jack, Colby, sharp cheddar, mild cheddar, brie cheese if you like that. All right. So what I'm going to do, this is super simple. So I'm going to take my round pita bread. All right. Now you can heat this up. You can keep it cold. I'm going to leave it nice and, well, it just came out of my fridge, so it's a little bit cold. All right. You're going to get a cutting board. All right. And what I'm going to do is, let me tip this down. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pita bread, and I'm not going to make a very big sandwich at all. Remember, this is a pre-practice snack. This is not a full meal. You don't want to be eating a full meal before a practice. Now, what you can do is I'm going to make just half a sandwich, and you can either choose to fold it up or you can cut it. I'm just going to cut it because it'll break anyway. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my pita into fourths. If you're doing fractions, this is a very good way to do your fractions at home, is cutting pita. All right. So then I'm going to take my cheese. I'm going to cut it from corner to corner. I'm going to put it on my, can you guys see? All right. So now, as far as nutritionally, we have a very good carbohydrate in our pita bread. It's not white bread. It's whole grain. So it doesn't have as much processed stuff in it, but we have a nice carbohydrate base. We've got a nice protein, which is a cheese. All right. It's got our calcium. It's got protein in it. All right. So for each slice, we have 5 grams of protein. All right. So this is already 5 grams of protein. So now I'm going to add some salami. All right, now I like a little bit more salami. You may not like as much salami. And what I would like to add is that you can stop right there. If that is your cup of tea, but you can also add just a little bit of mustard. All right. So now I have a tiny pre-practice snack, which for you pre-age guys, this is a good size pre-practice snack. All right. Somebody, for the seniors, if any of you senior kids are watching, you may need, the whole pita to do yours. All right. Now, if I wanted to finish it off, I could add some grapes. All right. A little bit of fruit, or a few slices of, maybe I could freeze that banana up so I had something savory and something sweet. All right. Those are both extremely good options. So we'll take a bite. It's very good. You can add all kinds of things to it. You can change it up. You could use ham. You could use turkey. You can really change it and make it your own. You can add tomatoes. You can add pickles. You can add vegetables. All right. So don't worry about, sticking to it. You can add what you want. It's just, a basic, this is a formula, right? So the same way we have instructions how to swim, this is instructions, how to build a good pre-practice snack, something that's going to last you through 2 hours of kind of constant movement and exercise, that's not going to weigh you down, that's not going to make you feel sluggish, that's going to make you feel good. All right. So just some sort of a bread, all right? Or you can also wrap it in lettuce if you don't like bread. All right. A cheese, a meat, a little bit of some sort of condiment sauce to, not make it so dry. All right. And then maybe a side fruit. And this will help get you through that workout so that your body can use that energy and you're not having to drain all your energy, and you can focus on doing things correctly, doing them well. And you don't have to be worried about being so exhausted because you haven't had the proper nutrition for your practice. Okay. So now let's talk about my favorite part, junk food. All right. I love junk food just as much as the next person, but awesome. I'm so glad. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad this will help you guys. So the next thing is junk food. Now, I love junk food as much as the next person, but it's not super good for our bodies. All right. Now, it has a time and it has a place, and it's definitely fun to eat, and it's not something that we should be like scared of or avoid or be like, ah. All right. Junk food's enjoyable, and life is not fun if you don't eat the cupcakes, guys. It's not fun. Enjoy the cupcake. Just make sure you don't enjoy like 10 cupcakes at once. All right. So what are some good, if you have nothing else, what are some good pre-practice, let's say junk food items? Okay. So one of my pastime favorites. And this was more geared toward when I knew that I was going to be, so as a distance swimmer, if I knew that we were doing, let's say, what was called a timed 1,000, or if we were doing a sort of a continuous set where our coach would put up a 30-minute timer and that he knew we had to swim as many laps as possible, I would look for something that was super easy, that was not going to be anything crazy. One of my favorite all-time swim snacks that would be technically considered junk food is a cinnamon roll. All right. So I've got a whole tray here. Very dangerous. All right. So cinnamon rolls are probably one of my favorites. I really enjoyed the other ones you can get are, cinnamon roll type things, the little Debbie cakes, the donut sticks or the honey buns. Right? They were quick and fast sugars, but if you are going to do that, the way to do that is if you have something that's so high sugar like that, make sure that you balance it out with a protein. All right? Because what happens is if, let's say, I eat a cinnamon roll, I'll feel like off the walls, right? For like the first 10, 20, maybe even 30 minutes of practice. But then I'm going to get to that back half of that sugar low and I'll be like, oh, and it's just my whole body will have been going from to all the way down here. All right. So what we want is kind of a gradual increase and a plateau. All right. So if our blood sugar, we don't want our blood sugar to go from here to ding, all the way through the roof. All right. We don't want it from here to all the way through. We want it from here to kind of go up, plateau, hold out for a very long time. That's what our protein and our fiber does. It holds us all the way through that. All right. So we want to kind of go up, raise those levels. All right. We're going to hold out. We don't want to go zing. You don't want to go straight up, because if you go straight up, you're going to hit that little 30-minute mark and go boom all the way down. And it's going to not be fun. All right. So if you do something like a cinnamon roll, like a cinnamon roll, like a Debbie cake, all right, don't eat a Swiss roll. That's not going to be fun. Ugh. All right. So if you do something easy like that, or like a donut, make sure that you match it with a protein. All right. If you do something, if you have nothing else available, please try to make sure that you have a protein, whether it's a slice of cheese, whether it's a spoonful of peanut butter. It could be a piece of salami, a slice of cheese. Try to opt for that. Okay. So that's a very good way to do that if you're craving something sweet, which I know by 4:00 we all are like, I just want a piece of chocolate cake. All right. So wrapping that back up again. All right. Nutrition is very important. All right. We will be focusing on that again this week. I'll do some new stuff every day. All right. We'll go back to our abs because I really want us focused on those abs and doing them correctly. All right. So once again, our formula for a very good pre-practice snack, which needs to be eaten about, hopefully, ideally in the range of 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes before. That way it gives it a little bit of time to get in your system. Even for you smaller ones, it can take you a little bit longer. All right. So, all right, less time, not longer. So pre-practice snack formula: carbs, proteins, all right, and sugars, all right, but the good sugars like fruits, all right. So going back to those options, you have a pre-practice sandwich and a little bit of fruit, all right. Nut butters, honey, all right. Protein comes in a lot of forms. It doesn't just have to be meat, because I know that some of us out there, I know that you may you or your family may be vegetarian. You may just not like meat. It just may not be something that you enjoy to eat. So there's lots of other alternatives. There's plant-based alternatives. If you like tofu, you can do tofu. So you can do nut butters, Greek yogurt. If you do Greek yogurt, the best way to do it is to do plain yogurt and to mix honey in it. That's the best way to do it. If you have ever looked at the flavored Greek yogurts. So for instance, this is total sugars. It's 5 grams. And that's from the lactose. That's naturally in the dairy product. If you go look at flavored Greek yogurts or any kind of yogurt, you're going to see that the total sugars will be somewhere about 16, 17, 18 grams. So almost the same content as a soda. All right. So you're talking about putting almost a full teaspoon in a cup of yogurt. All right. So if you're going to do that, try to avoid that processed sugar and go for something a little more natural and sustainable, such as honey. All right. So what would do? So remember, protein, best way to mix it up is honey. And then your fruits include banana, apples, oranges. There's my dad. Dad, do you want to say hi to my kids at DCS?
Hi, kids at DCS.
That's my dad. Dad, you don't want to get on the camera? He's camera shy. This is my dad. This is my dad, everyone. Let's say hello to everyone at DCS.
Hello, everyone.
We're doing nutrition. All right. So once again, bananas, oranges, apples, grapes, all very good. All right. So we will recap this again. We will do a whole nother demonstration. And on Wednesday, we will be talking about what to eat throughout the day and how to pace yourself. All right. Because not eating throughout the day and then eating only 45 minutes for practice is just as bad of a strategy. All right. So stay tuned on Wednesday for that. All right. Have a good day, guys. I enjoyed seeing you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. My video